Culinary Podcast and Portland Culinary Radio. I'm Steven Shomler, your host. Man, today I am so excited. I didn't realize that the thing we're about to talk about is only a year old in my head. I've been drinking it forever. So we're talking about Picnic sparkling wine cocktail. It's just amazing. So I've been drinking it. Yeah, I started drinking it last summer. So I've been drinking it since it launched. Is that right?
You have, yeah. That's right.
Oh my gosh, that's why we're doing this podcast, because I love this stuff so much. The team behind it is amazing, amazing people. But just let me say right off the bat, if I haven't already, I love Picnic sparkling wine. It is just fantastic. Okay, Mark White, Lee Medoff, good morning. How you guys doing?
Good morning.
Fine. Thanks for having us here.
Just delighted to be here and tell the Picnic story and a little bit of you guys' story. Something I do on all my podcasts. So we didn't cover this. We'll just roll with it. And then, something I cover on all my podcasts just because we always do with everyone. Okay, so Mark, where were you born?
Tehachapi, California.
Tehachapi?
Yeah, okay. It's just outside of Bakersfield, California.
Okay, yeah. And the only thing worse than Bakersfield, I think, geographically, is Needles. So no, Barstow.
Right.
Barstow's worse than Bakersfield.
Equally awful, I think. Yeah.
And where'd you go to high school?
Aptos High in Santa Cruz.
Santa Cruz, okay. Yeah. And what was the mascot there?
The Mariner.
The Mariner. I like that.
I know.
Okay,
yeah.
all right. And
it was this muscle-bound Popeye-looking guy.
Did anybody guys call you Silas?
No. No.
Okay, and how about you, Lee? Where were you born?
Right here in the Rose City.
You were born in Portland, Oregon?
Yep, I was here. Yep.
Oh, wow, which hospital?
It was at the time, it was called Wilcox Memorial. In fact, I was delivered by the same doctor who delivered my father. So I'm happy I'm here.
So not by Pelican.
Yeah.
You weren't drop delivered.
No.
And then where'd you go to high school?
I went to Oregon Episcopal.
Oregon Episcopal. And did they have mascots?
I don't remember. We hardly had any sports teams. So
I wondered, yeah. Sometimes some faith schools don't. And then if you ever talk to anybody who went to high school in Europe, no mascots. Mm-hmm. Which I feel just so sad for them. It's just awful.
Yeah, you got to have something to cheer for.
Yeah, exactly. And they do city teams, and they do just a whole different deal over there. Okay, so before we talk about how Picnic wine came to be, just a little bit of your background. So, Mark, you've spent a lot of time in the distilling world and the brewing world and in the drinking world. When did your drinking of this amazing alcohol journey actually begin?
Well, I first got in for drinking, particularly wine coolers, with my dad on a hunting trip back when I was like maybe 12 or 14. It was hot. We ran out of water, and Bartles and James was there, and I was hooked.
That is funny. What were you guys hunting?
We were hunting mule deer.
Mule deer. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like a fun trip.
It was a fun trip. We did not come back with any meat. However, we did, as a 14-year-old, come back with a hangover. So it was fun.
Okay, and how about you, Lee? Where did your journey be? And you've done it yourself, lots of brewing and distilling, but everyone starts somewhere. Tell me about yours.
Well, my family, my grandparents in particular, made beer and wine for their own consumption, and I'm not sure.
So distilling and making wine was normal for you growing up because you saw your grandparents do it.
Oh yeah.
What a great gift.
Yes, and I remember just family gatherings. My sister and I would always get little glasses of wine, and then it would be cut quite a bit with 7-Up and things like that. And so I was exposed to it very, very early on.
Yeah, and it probably kind of like normalized you. Like, it's no big deal.
Yes, yeah. I didn't really go through any phase of too much overconsumption. So.
Yeah, I did that with my kids. I just have a sip. It was I didn't want it to be a big deal and taboo because that's how I grew up. That it wasn't a big deal. And I saw kids where it was like, this forbidden taboo thing. Then they go crazy, as soon as they can. Not even sometimes like 18, 19, even before they're 21. And then I'd see them have miserable lives. And then they go through a phase and then quit. It's like, and thankfully my kids never did that.
Right.
They're like, I remember Zach went away to college. He says, Dad, you're right, man. These people are getting drunk and throwing up the next morning and doing it again. They're nuts. I just take Gatorade now. I don't even want any part of it.
Right. Yeah. No.
But it took the taboo out and the mystique out of it. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yes.
I love that. Okay. So now you guys have a long history of brewing and distilling. And so where did you first start working at a brewery? There, Mark.
Well, I volunteered at a place in Santa Cruz, California. It was a little brewery called Front Street Brewing. And just volunteered, just literally just washing kegs and moving stuff around, helping them dump grain and stuff like that, the grunt work, cellar work.
But you kind of got a little bit exposure what brewing is.
Yeah. I was working for free beer back then, and it was worth it to me. It was great.
And then in the 90s, you went to work at a brewery, McMenamin's in Seattle.
I did, yeah. I worked as a cellarman for a short time and then got a brew brewing position at the Roy Street location, and then moved on to Dad Watson's, and then moved up to managing all the Washington breweries. There were 7 back then.
Wow.
That I got to manage. It was a lot of fun. I did it for 11 years or so.
And then, tell me, if I'm not mistaken, it was 2008 that you started up Rose City Distilling, which initially it was Indio, right?
Yeah, I didn't start it up. However, John Ufford, again, a McMenamins graduate, he was director of all bev for McMenamins. He saw the trends for vodka and how much McMenamins was purchasing, and he said, well, shoot, we should be making vodka. They didn't want to do that. They did, however, let him start a vodka company, and so that's what he did, and I jumped on. That was back in 2004, and I jumped in 2008.
And then now it's Rose City Distilling.
And now we changed our name about almost 2 years ago now to Rose City. Kind of Indio Spirits, it was kind of, didn't speak to the region and didn't speak to the local customer. They didn't know where we were from or what we were doing.
Yeah, you need to do a date vodka if you're going to be Indio Spirits.
Right, yeah. Yeah,
so I can put that in my date shakes when I'm down in...
Yes, some geriatric, some fiber in there. But yeah, everyone thought we were from Indio, California, so we changed it to Rose City.
I think that was a good call. I think that was a I
think
like
we've
that.
had a lot of success in
and you guys make good
years.
stuff. I like
Thank
your
you.
stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, Lee, where did you started brewing? Where was that at?
Well, right here in Portland with McMenamins as well. I started off in 1990. I had a friend of mine that was I'd gone to college with, and he was working for McMenamins at the time. And somebody suggested that maybe give a call and see if we could get into brewing. And I'd been doing home brewing and, of course, drinking beer for a long time, so I thought I was overly qualified. And they hired me on, and so I started brewing with McMenamins at the Fulton Pub originally, and then eventually at Edgefield.
So you started at the Fulton Pub. That's just a little tiny pub.
Yes.
I mean, as far as a brewery goes.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, there was no drains. I don't know if there's still any drains.
People that are brewing right now, their heads are exploding that there was no drains. And then you did not, when you went to Edgefield, not only were you brewing, but you did on the distilling side as well.
Yes, I actually took a little time off, and I was working in France in a winery. And when I came back, I got back into working for McMenamins, and at the time they had put a distillery in, and they didn't have anybody to run it. And so I learned just a little enough of distilling when I was actually in France in this winery that I raised my hand and stepped into it, and have been doing it ever since.
I love it, and Edgefield is just kind of a romantic place. I like early fall where it's still cool and you can still sit outside the power station beneath that water tower and have a meal. Or dead of winter, I like the little red shed with a fire and nice whiskey.
Really
Super cozy. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, and then what cool thing did you do in 2004?
Well, I decided, I come from a very entrepreneurial family. My sister has a business, my father has had a business, and I decided in 2004 to maybe take what I knew about distilling and start my own business. And I started House Spirits with a partner at that point. But then in 2010, I started Bull Run. I really wanted to focus on whiskey, and that's what I'm doing right now.
Yep, and Bull Run Distilling, right?
Yeah, Bull Run Distilling.
Yeah,
yes.
and you guys make some amazing stuff as well. I actually have goosebumps. They're literally thinking about the stuff you make.
It's good.
It's ridiculously
It is that good.
Yeah, it is that good. And so that's what you do now is Bull Run Distilling.
Yes.
And then, okay, so now you guys come together and you start this company that makes Picnic Sparkling Wine. You call it Picnic Sparkling Wine Cocktail. That's just amazing. So, fun question. Where did you guys first meet? Mark, this answer blows my mind. Tell me where you guys first met.
Well, back in 94, Lee was up in Seattle, and he was helping find new brewers for the Seattle market, and he interviewed me. He doesn't remember this. He was kind of a big deal back then, and I was just a lowly cellar guy. Anyway, I don't think he hired me, but he definitely interviewed me, and it must have gone well.
You actually.
Yeah, he's like, whatever you do, don't hire that guy.
So he was in on the interview process for your first job at McMenamins.
Yeah, that's right.
That is incredible. And then years later, you guys are both in Seattle. Both in Portland.
Yeah.
You're both in the distilling. And I know that you've come to know each other and become good friends.
Yeah.
Lots of events, lots of we must get together and try this new product and consume it together. It's obligatory drinking events.
Yeah, we would do a lot of festivals together. We'd do a lot of drinking after those things and during those things. And honestly, we became good friends. And and we thought we should collaborate on something that wasn't spirits. And this is how Picnic was born.
Yeah, I've got a couple different projects too where I just I'm old now. I don't want to do things alone. And we're really good friends. Let's do something together.
Yeah.
And so tell me if I have the story right. You guys say we're going to do a fun project together, not in the spirits world, but definitely should have alcohol in it.
Right.
And you started just talking, and you thought, well, maybe we should do something in a can because that's really portable, and maybe we should do something that's sessionable, and that kind of that the ground roots of it.
Absolutely, yeah. We saw what was out there, and at the time, it was really just straight wine. And, you 2 cans of wine equals a whole bottle. And I don't think anybody can walk around at a barbecue and drink a whole bottle of wine and keep standing.
Aside from us.
Aside from us, yes. We can do that. But, I think at the end of the day, we wanted something sessionable, something light, something fruity, with a wine background, with a wine sort of backbone. And we came up with a couple of good products, I think.
I like it. Okay, so let's do a fun project together. Let's do something canned. Let's do something sessionable. Lee, tell me a little bit about this fun thing that you and your girlfriend do with mimosas.
Well, a good way to kind of think about our wine here, Picnic wine, is that it's like a mimosa in a sense. My girlfriend and I, we really enjoy drinking sparkling wine with fruit juices in it, and one of our favorites is we like to call it pomosa. We actually use pomegranate juice, and that's kind of the inspiration for our berry product.
I like it, yeah. And my sweetener and I, we do lots of sparkling wine. Sunday mornings or Saturday mornings, often we'll have sparkling wine and a juice, and usually grapefruit juice because orange is too sweet to her. But the other day, the only juice we had was Pog, and so I had Pog and sparkling wine.
Yeah, talk about sweet, but it's still good, right?
It was still good, yeah. I loved it. So I like the idea that kind of mimosa's a little bit of the inspiration behind Picnic. Okay, so you guys had a fun event where you got together. Okay, we're going to where you started doing flavor development, product development.
Yeah.
So you brought some white wine and a bunch of juices. Roughly
how many juices? Yeah, we source our fruit from Northwest Naturals up in Bothell, Washington, and so we asked them for a bunch of samples, and we knocked out probably 10 samples that day. It took us a little while to recover from all the research we did that day, so we had to meet again and kind of narrow the field a little bit, and I think we settled on 2 pretty good ones: the citrus and the berry.
Yeah, I like that. That must have been a fun event. Just like, hey, today we're going to pick what we're going to do, and just flavor combinations.
Yeah, we had a little carbonator and everything. We wanted to get a good full picture of wine with the acidity of the carbonic acid and CO2, and how the flavors, the citrus would go, or the berry flavors would go with that. So we wanted to complete a good full fun package.
Yeah, and your guys is not just like flavored, but you actually have wine and juice, sparkling wine and juice mixed together.
Yeah,
it's not just a little bit of flavored kind of squirted in.
No, we wanted to be super authentic and super all natural. We did not want to, play the game that a lot of these White Claws and stuff like that are doing with, horrible extracts, and we didn't want to fake it. We wanted to make something true to the Portland aesthetic.
I like that. Yeah, I think that's fantastic. Yeah. And I next time you do product development for a thing, I want to be there. That sounds like a great. I can just see you guys pouring juices and wine, and this flavor's right. Throw it in the soda stream thing and carbonize it. I don't know what the word is, but carbonate it.
Yeah.
Carbonate. There's the word. I bet that was just a kick in the pants and a lot of fun.
Well, we weren't doing it alone, honestly. Yeah, our wives were there, and they were a huge influence in the development of the product. And we got to give them thanks too, because without them prodding us and poking us towards this, so we wouldn't be here.
That's right.
Yeah, not only the development, but just they help make the whole magic happen.
Absolutely. They're as involved as we are.
Yep, I love it. Okay, and then you settled on 2 flavors, citrus and berry, which I think is brilliant. You go to a store and there's vodka behind. You go to a bar and there's vodka behind the shelf and some citrus behind up there.
Absolutely. There's always like a Marionberry liqueur or a Marionberry this or a raspberry that. We felt like being in the liquor industry, we kind of knew the trends already, and we knew what people have a yin for. And I think these are instead of it being a mixed regular cocktail, these are more of a wine mixed cocktail.
I like it. I think it's good. Okay, so in Portland is where Portland and Oregon is currently primary distribution. So where can people get it in Portland? Hear this podcast and they want to come to Portland and get it, or they live in Portland and get it. Where are some of the places they can get it?
Go to New Seasons.
New Seasons?
Yeah.
And Market of Choice?
Market of Choice.
Okay. And I know
Plus World Market.
I know lots of bottle shops and places around convenience stores, but particularly those 2. Yeah. And then there's a hotbed of picnic fervor in Bend, Oregon, right?
It's been pretty well received, absolutely. They love their outdoor lifestyle, and that's kind of what we cater to.
Oh yeah, picnic is perfect for Bend. I love it.
Lots of rivers, lots of lakes, lots of hiking. This is light and low alcohol, so it keeps the party going without being overly burdened with booze.
I love it. And then if people live across the river in that dark land known as Vancouver, Clark County, you are available over there.
We are,
So people can get it over there.
A little distributor there, and they service just the Vancouver market.
Yeah, but you're not yet in Seattle. So if there's a distributor listening and they want to pick up Picnic and take it all over Seattle, you'd be okay with that.
Absolutely.
You're not opposed to taking that call.
They're going to want to call us, absolutely.
Okay, and I totally agree with you that it fits kind of like the outdoor lifestyle because it's light. It is sessionable. I can drink a lot of it. I've drank a lot of it. Yeah. And so if you were to, I'm thinking, what are some other places we should just hope for it to happen? I think San Diego would be perfect because they've got warm weather year round.
Right.
I think San Diego needs to take on Picnic and bring it in.
It's the summer down there, and I think this is perfect for that.
Yeah. And then any other cool places that you'd love to be nationwide, but any other cool places you're thinking might be fun to have?
I think Austin, Texas.
Texas? Nobody likes Texas. No, I'm just kidding.
Things are bigger in Texas, and consumption is bigger in Texas.
And they have a little bit of warm weather down there.
They do, yeah. They seem to have a lot of days of sunshine, those lucky bastards.
Yeah, my friend Tiffany Harlock is a food writer down in Austin. I tease about her a lot, but she started writing about the food trailer scene down in Austin. We have food carts here. There's food trucks in other parts of the world, but down there they call them food trailers. And so I think Austin, like I said, that would be a perfect fit for you guys. Okay, so we're hoping for a distributor to call from Seattle. We need stuff to show up in San Diego and Austin, but meanwhile, people can get it right here in good old Portland, Oregon, where you guys started.
That's right.
Okay, so how do we drink it? How does it go? I see it on the shelf. I buy it. I take it home. What do we do with it?
Well, nice and cold for sure.
So put it in the refrigerator, chill it.
Exactly, and that's why I say it's great for taking out in camping, and it's great. Throw it in a stream, take it to the mountain, put it in the snow. But definitely serving it cold is probably the most refreshing way to have it.
Okay, and I already know in my own firsthand journey, you can do this, but can you put it over ice?
Absolutely.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've done that. I love it. Okay, now I'm a bit nutty, but can you mix it? Can you use it as a mixer make cocktails with add spirit to it?
Absolutely. Jennifer. My girlfriend, she likes mixing this with some of our vodka type products that we have at the distillery. We have one called Starka, which is actually a barrel aged vodka, but very lightly has nice little vanilla tones to it. But yeah, the berry works really well with that. But yeah, so I find anything that doesn't have too much barrel to it, I think would work really well.
So you can do vodka.
Yes.
I love the orange with gin, the citrus with gin. Citrus, not orange, but that works. I love mixing things with gin. Gin is. Do you guys know my rule?
No.
No.
I try to only drink gin until noon, and then after 12 o'clock, then I drink everything else. I try to keep it that way.
Very sensible.
Because I mix the gin with the juice, and it makes for a healthy breakfast.
I love it. Yeah.
And I will break the rules. I don't know if it's noon yet, but I will drink the picnic, at the end of this podcast, just to honor you guys.
Well,
really.
Thank you.
We make lots of good gin at Rose City, so.
Yes. No.
Yeah,
you aren't kidding. You aren't kidding. And then, and none of us have tried this, but I wonder, could you mix it with rum?
I don't see why not.
I would be curious to try that.
It's like a light rum, for sure.
I would even go try it this afternoon.
I would even be curious to try the berry with a little bit of coconut rum. I don't know. I don't know.
Sounds like we need to go back to the tasting round.
So if you're
working your way into another testing round.
Yeah. So if you're listening to this podcast and you do fun things with Picnic, let us know. Reach out to us and let us know some of the fun things you've done with Picnic. Or, speaking of fun things, I don't like the Picnic Instagram account because I will be looking at it and go like, oh, why am I not there drinking that? Because you guys do such a great job with the pictures.
Yeah.
So if you're in this podcast and you get some Picnic and you take cool pictures, send them on. And
please.
They will, with your permission, they'll use them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. And another amazing thing I noticed on the label is that with each can sold, you donate to national parks.
We do. Yes. Yeah. I think it's important to celebrate our national parks. They need our help now. And we are encouraging people to take Picnic, but just really be a good steward of the national parks. And I think, our message is pack it in, pack it out. That's why we went with aluminum cans rather than bottles. We do want to make a low impact and keep people in hiking.
And so for those that know, Crater Lake is our national park here we have in Oregon. A lot of people, Yosemite is a great national park. Since I love Bozeman, Montana, I'm kind of favorable to Yellowstone National Park.
I'm a Glacier guy.
Glacier is nice. I've not been to Glacier.
It's good.
I have to check that out.
Good. Just get your running shoes on this time of year. There's a lot of bear up there.
I don't know if I want that. I think I'll just sit back and stay in the camp and drink the picnic, and you guys go chase the bears. All right. So, and fun things you can do. It's great to take to the mountains. You mentioned it's great to take to the beach. My sweetheart, she just had her birthday, and I got her two things. I got her a traveling martini kit because we go places and we have our martinis now. And then I got her a picnic basket with insulated, so we can put the picnic wine in the insulated picnic basket, and we're just going to have a great time with it.
So it answers that age-old question: what's in the picnic basket? Picnic is.
Okay, and then your label, I love it. You've got like a little backpack. You've got a little sailboat on the back.
Yeah.
And then one of them, I'm like, is that like Bigfoot? And it is Bigfoot.
It is Bigfoot, yeah. I mean, you drink enough of this and you just might have a sighting. Yeah.
Okay, and then the other can, you've got fun outdoor things, 3 panels. Then you got a panel with a bear on a tricycle.
Yeah, we try to make it fun.
A little whimsical. I mean, a lot of these icons you see when you go hiking are out there, and we decided to throw in our own, make up our own.
Right, kind of have some fun with it.
I think that's brilliant. Yes. It's a lot of fun.
So each canning we do, we'll change one of these panels, so you kind of have to look for what other fun things we're throwing in there.
So I want like a shirt that says Picnic Sparkling Wine Cocktail, and then has the 4 panels on it.
Right.
I think that would be blast.
That's
like,
happening.
And Bigfoot. That would just confuse people, and I would have a lot of fun with it.
All right. Our hashtag is Make Life a Picnic too, because I think it's a good aesthetic. Yeah, it's a good philosophy. In life. Yeah,
I like that.
Don't take
very
it too
much.
Serious. Make life a picnic.
I like
Enjoy
it.
yourself.
Very good. All right, so let's drink this stuff. We can start with the citrus or the berry. You guys pick.
I say citrus.
Citrus. Okay, Lee says citrus. We're going to start with the citrus. Here's my glass. Make sure I get some.
Open it.
Very excited. Yeah, don't open it in the microphone. My sound guy killed me one day. Someone did that with beer.
Did it explode?
It just made a big noise, and then when he's editing carefully, it made a huge sound in his ear.
Oh, my God.
I didn't think about that.
No, I guess that's true.
One for you.
Thank you. Wow, look how pretty this is. This is just beautiful.
Yeah, it's bright. It's clean.
There you go.
It's light.
Oh, and it smells so good.
Yeah. It's got a little acidity to it, but not much.
All right, I'll drink it, and you tell us what we're drinking. Wow, this is just ridiculous. Every time I drink it, I remember why I love it so much.
So this is basically blended white wine. We use Chablis from California, and we source grapes from all over the place, but and it's just mixed with all the citrus. So grapefruit, lemon, lime, orange. And tangerines in there.
It's just perfect. And on a hot day, I mean, I look for, my wife in the summer likes to go hang out down by the river, so I look for river beers. You sit right on the little river, we live near, and then but this is like a river beverage.
It is.
This is just perfect.
Yeah. And it's not too sweet. It's got a nice dry sort of finish. It's sweet and fruity up front, but it leaves you wanting another sip for sure.
Yeah.
It's dry. It's got good acidity to it.
Yeah, and great with food too.
It does, yeah. I find the berry goes really well with more spicy food. It's a sweeter sort of.
But this one, it's like picnic food. I could have some fried chicken and some potato salad and baked beans, and I'm a happy camper. Or if you go the other way, some hummus and some of those little cute, red peppers they have these days, and some pita chips, and that's a whole nother way I could go with this. I love it.
Yeah, the citrus really cuts through barbecue. I mean, it kind of cuts through. The acidity does help diminish ribs. The impact of ribs in your belly.
There you go. I like that.
So it's good.
All right. Now let's try the berry. I'm looking forward to that. I can just imagine you guys having so much fun when you were working on the product development for these flavors.
This is really Lee and Jennifer's brainchild. Is this one? We wanted to hit all the good fruits. So it's got acai, pomegranate, and blueberry.
So this is actually healthy for us too. That's
you can consider it.
You can look at it that way. That's not on the label. They're not making that claim.
No, we're not making any claim.
That's my own insanity.
They're all the big antioxidant fruits.
And it's wow. Again, this color is just beautiful.
Yeah, it's clean. It's bright.
Yeah, it's a nice dark garnet color.
Man, this is fantastic.
But quite different. That's what we wanted to have. We wanted to have 2 products that were distinctively different, not just in its color, but the flavor profile as well.
Yeah, this is very, very different.
Thank you.
And you're right. I can see how some really spicy Thai food, this would just go perfect with.
Absolutely. Yeah.
This comes off a little bit sweeter up front than the citrus, but I think with the pomegranate, it really dries it out in the finish.
Yeah, that's right. It does. It has sweet on the front end and dry on the back end. That's kind of unique.
Yeah, you can go through a 4-pack pretty quick.
I could definitely mix this with some vodka and be a happy man.
Yeah, it's not too sweet. It's not going to give you the the sugars. It's good.
Yeah, I like it very much. Well, guys, it's been so much fun having you on the podcast. I love this stuff. I'm a fan of it, so it's fun for me to promote stuff that I'm a fan of.
Good. Thank you.
I wish you guys all the success in the world, and I look forward to we take a trip to San Diego. I'll find the picnic down there. We got to get it into Seattle, and then of course all the rest of the country. But we'll start there. Seattle and San Diego. I like that. I think that's good.
I think it's good. I want to visit both those places, so this will be working.
It's manageable.
Yeah, and if you do end up going to Texas, I would be willing to go with you to Austin, to help launch it, because they have some amazing food there.
Deal.
All right. Well, Lee and Mark and all your team, thank you so much for coming to the podcast. I wish you guys all the success in the world. If you listen to this podcast, go check it out. Picnic Sparkling Wine Cocktail. Tell them the website.
Picnicbev.com.
Picnicbev.com, and just search, the Picnic. Find them on Instagram, and their photos will make you jealous and make you want to buy some.
Yeah.
Cheers, everyone.
Great.
Thanks, guys.